The dinner lasted longer than planned. Not because the food was exceptional, but because neither of them wanted to be the first to suggest leaving. The restaurant was dim, quiet enough to let conversation linger, candlelight reflecting in the glasses between them. She noticed the way his eyes stayed on her when she spoke, not distracted, not polite, intentional. When they finally stepped outside, the night air felt warmer than it should have been. He offered his jacket without asking. She accepted without pretending she didn't need it. Their hands brushed, then stayed closer than before as they walked. The city felt slower, sounds muted, as if it was giving them space. They stopped in front of her building. Neither mentioned the hour. He stood close, close enough that she could feel his breath when he spoke quietly, asking if the night had been enough or if she wanted it to continue. She answered by taking his hand and pulling him inside. Her apartment was softly lit, calm, familiar. She kicked off her shoes. He followed, watching without rushing. Conversation faded naturally, replaced by presence. He touched her face first, slow and deliberate, giving her time. When she leaned in, the kiss wasn't rushed. It deepened gradually, unspoken permission passing between them. They moved together without urgency, learning each other through touch, through pauses, through the way closeness built rather than exploded. His hands were warm, confident but careful. Hers rested against his chest, then his neck, then stayed there as if they belonged. Later, they lay close, not speaking, the world outside completely irrelevant. Nothing had been promised. Nothing needed to be. The intimacy wasn't loud or dramatic. It was quiet, adult, and chosen. Some dates don't end with goodbyes. They end with understanding. Morning didn't rush in. It arrived slowly, through thin curtains, soft enough that neither of them moved right away. The room felt calm, familiar already, as if the night hadn't been an interruption, but a natural extension of something that had been waiting. She woke first and watched him for a moment, noticing how different he looked without conversation between them, less guarded, more real. When he stirred, their eyes met and they both smiled, not shy, not surprised. There was an ease now, the kind that comes after closeness, when nothing needs to be proven. They stayed like that for a while, talking quietly about nothing important, about how late it had gotten, about the restaurant, about how unexpected the night had been. Every word felt unhurried. They moved around the apartment together, sharing the space naturally. Coffee was made, cups passed, shoulders brushing without apology. The intimacy lingered in small gestures, his hand resting at her lower back as she leaned against the counter, her fingers tracing his wrist absent-mindedly as he spoke. It wasn't about what they'd done. It was about how comfortable it felt to still be close. At the door, later, there was no awkward pause. No need to define what came next. He kissed her again, slower this time, deliberate, as if confirming something they both already knew. When he left, it didn't feel like an ending. It felt like a continuation that didn't need to be scheduled. Some nights don't change your life dramatically. They change how you move through it afterward. And as she closed the door and leaned back against it for a moment, she knew this was one of those nights. Not because of the intimacy, but because of the quiet certainty that whatever came next would be chosen, not rushed.